Welcome to the next leg of the Heart of England Way. We're here in the village of Bidford-on-Avon and we are heading south to Dorsington and then looping back round with me and the Spaniels, Bailey and Danny. On the last walk we left the high street of Bidford-on-Avon. Today we're going to carry on over this bridge, which is a listed monument, certainly a listed bridge. So Bidford Bridge crosses the Avon here. It is Grade 1 listed, and as I said, dates from the early 15th century. It has been repaired many times, including using stone from Ulster's demolished priory. There are 8 arches with cut waters on the upper side. In 1644, supporters of Charles I demolished the bridge to cover his retreat from Worcester to Oxford. It was then repaired in 1650. It should be an absolutely stunning walk this morning. Oh, sun's in my eyes. As I said, we're heading to Dorsington. We're going through the village of Barton, through some Heart of England Forest Way, to the village of Dorsington, where we'll leave the Heart of England Way, and then we'll return and head back to the River Avon, which we'll then walk alongside on our way back to Bidford. We set out reasonably early, although it was raining first thing, so I'll wait for the rain to stop and now the sun's out. Hopefully it won't get too hot for the dogs. Should be a very lovely walk. Thank you for joining us. I've just put Danny back on the lead as we go past this weir, because I don't trust him not to nip through the fence and get himself in slight trouble. Beautiful willow tree there. And we're just coming into the village of Barton, which I shall show you around this corner. First of all, to a pub called Cottage of Content. So if you fancy a drink this early in on the way round, or if you're doing the Heart of England as a through hike, this is definitely a good place to stop. Bailey, wait. It's a really pretty village, as you can see. Oh, boys, have seen a pigeon. Boys, come on. We're heading up this lane here. So this farm road isn't the prettiest thing to walk on, but then you have to look over your shoulder. We've got lovely views. Bailey, this way, Danny. It's been a really pleasant section, just following this hedge line. It's June when I'm recording this, so everything is in absolute full throttle in terms of grass and the leaves and the flowers. I did walk this route many years ago with my little terrier who disappeared in there chasing badgers. Luckily these two are not interested in badgers. Birds, yes, badgers, no. Right, now we're turning off and heading this way towards that woodland. And I believe this will be where we first meet up with the Heart of England forest, that if you've watched previous episodes of the walk, you'll know that the Heart of England forest, we've come across it 1 or 2 times in this central Warwickshire area. I turned right too soon. It's not down there. It's turn right along the next hedge line. I was not looking at the signposts. Right. You can see that this is the correct route because the footpath has obviously had a few more footsteps on it and made this little track for us. Boys are happy, they've found some water. Well, this says that the Heart of England Way has been rerouted onto a new footpath by permission of the Heart of England Forestry Commission. Please follow the Heart of England Way signs on the red route. I'm slightly confused because Dorsington is that way, but this newly rerouted Heart of England Way route is sending us this way. It does say on this sign, Heart of England Way. So we'll follow it for a bit, but if it doesn't then double back and take us the way we want to go, I will make my own route, because I know I've plotted Dorsington. See, now it's telling us to turn that way. So there are no signs for the rerouted Heart of England Way here. So I'm going to go this way, which will pick us up with the original Heart of England Way trail. I'm guessing it's been rerouted because the section they rerouted it round can get very boggy when it's been wet and raining in winter. So I'm wondering if that's why they've rerouted it here, but they seem to have forgotten to put any marker signs there. Never mind, we'll follow our nose. If you decide to do this route yourself, you'll be able to follow the GPX file. So I'm confused why we were rerouted. That's the way we would have come on the old Heart of England Way, and that's not the really boggy bit I was thinking of. So we're now back on the original Heart of England Way path. I'm hoping at some point we'll pick up signs for the bit that got rerouted, because it's really not clear where they wanted you to go when we got to that set of double gates. Never mind, the boys have enjoyed running around Colette's Wood. Just leaving the woods for a little bit as we get towards the village of Dorsington. This is, dog's pulling, Dorsington Road. And we come into the village of Dorsington. We'll find the church, and that will be the end of our Heart of England Way section. So we've arrived in the village of Dorsington. The church is through there. We're going to head there. Beautiful houses here. And I believe Dorsington is the village where Felis Dennis, the publisher whose wealth founded the Heart of England Forest Project, I believe that he used to live here. Beautiful house for sale if you want to live in Dorsington. We're going to turn right just up that little side road there. We've just left the Heart of England Way, so this is our return leg. Oh, now that is an impressive driveway. We are heading down there between those beautifully manicured hedges. Back in the Heart of England Forest, I'm not sure which one this is. This might be Dorsington Wood. Have a look. This is a narrow leaf ash. Apparently, don't look the healthiest of trees. It has got some leaf growth. Apologies for the very puffy spaniel next to me, if you can hear him on the microphone. So it's the Heart of England Forest Arboretum that we've just come through the edge of. I mean, it's beautiful, well worth an explore on another time. Now we are heading on this way. Now we've crossed into Dorsington Wood. Blonde to the bone, mad as a hatter, bright metal, bolt mouth, full of chatter, boa tattoo, velvet tiara, Latvian ice, Bieber mascara, hasty when roused, motherly after, hands on her hips, rocking with laughter, Amazon gate, Valkyrie rider, seeking the mate, fate had denied her. And there's another memorial for Michael Farron. Half Druid, half Tony Soprano, half Rochester, half Leonardo, half Meccan, half Jabba the Hutter, half Pain in the Boroughs, half Nutter, our cat-loving deviant Netsy has chosen his exit, our preacher and poet of leather-clad ladies is dining with Elvis in Hades. Written by Felis Dennis. I just a bit. It's a leather strap, and then this is it's quite an interesting little section we've come across here. Now look at this bench. Love the dragons. This is a memory of Frances Georgina Templeton, passed away in 2010. I believe Dorsington Wood was the original wood that Felis Dennis's Heart of England Forest project started with, and then obviously it's expanded over time. And we're coming up, I think, to the statue of Felis Dennis just up there. So this is the Felis Dennis Memorial. I haven't got another dog, I just seem to have gained one. So Felis Dennis, publisher of pornography, which is where his money came from. We are, died in 2014, poet, publisher, planter of trees, founder of the Heart of England Forest. My friends were true, much love was mine. We toasted life in verse and wine. With chance my guide, earth's wealth I knew, and now my trees see dreams anew. There's also a little inscribed part here. I don't know if you can read it on the screen, but it says, I plucked all the cherries chance would allow, take them and welcome, I'm done with them now. Done with the ladder and done with the trees, and take them and welcome, they're no use to me. Done with the getting of what could get, oh, it's quite difficult to read in this light. Take them and welcome, try not to forget. To pluck all the cherries chance will allow, take them and welcome, I'm done with them now. And here we go. Oh, it's called the Founder's Rock. This is the spot he chose to be buried. Oh, and I was correct. So in 1996 he planted his first small wood near his home in Dorsington and the forest began. Oh, it's quite warm. We're very lucky, those of us who live in Warwickshire, that we can have access to fantastic paths and woodlands like this. Definitely, if you're anywhere in the Midlands, maybe try out this particular walk because you get the chance to explore some really established parts of the Heart of England forest. It's beautiful. We've only touched the edges of it, but hopefully it gave you a little bit of a taste. We've actually come to the double of gates that we came to earlier. We went down that way. On our return leg, we're heading this way. So we've left the official Heart of England forest. Obviously there's still some lovely mature woodland here on our left. And we're going to be heading across some farmland as we head back in the direction of Bidford and back towards the River Avon. This tree must have been struck by lightning. It's a beautiful oak tree. Isn't that fascinating? Oh, a little bit overgrown. Now the boys have managed to get into that brook. Come on then. And as you can see, there's obviously, it's quite muddy. Bailey, keep still. Bailey, I'm trying to film you. Look at the state of that. That bridge we went over a little bit ago is quite overgrown, and this path's quite overgrown. Oh, that's interesting. It says we're back on the Heart of England way. I'm pretty certain we weren't, because we're on the return leg back to Bidford. No idea why. I'll have to look into that. But anyway, over this footbridge we go. In theory, there is a footpath through these little woods. It was so overgrown that we've just taken the path around the edge. And we've just got to go past that farm, which I think is a pig farm, a little bit up there. And then we'll hit the Bidford to Honeybourne Road, which we will very briefly walk alongside. So we've just walked along the edge of that field along Honeybourne Road. You just have to pick your way across it. And we're turning onto 16 Acres Lane. It's going to walk down this quiet lane heading to the village of Marcliffe. It's been quite a long stint along this lane into the village of Marcliffe. It's the longest bit of road walking of this particular route. So there's the village of Marcliffe down there. We're going to walk through it and head down towards the River Avon, where I might be able to get the dogs clean at last. This is another beautiful village that we're walking through. We're just heading down this way. Right, I think we can let them off. Hold on, boys. Wait. Danny, wait. Here we are back at the River Avon. Boys, this way, come on. So now that we're walking along the Avon, now this path that we're on, as well as being the return route back to the car and back to Bidford, is also part of a long distance path called the Shakespeare Avon Way, which is another one I have on the bucket list to walk at some point. And as you'll see, the dogs are loving it. There's lots of fishing points. If I flip the camera, you can see that dogs are going in at every opportunity. So hopefully by the time we get back to Bidford, they will be clean. So this lovely area is known as the Meadow in Bidford. They have various events on here during the year. And obviously sometimes it gets flooded because you can see it's very flat. It is a floodplain. The Avon's quite low at the moment because we've not had a lot of rainfall this year. It's a really nice way to finish the walk. So I hope you've enjoyed this leg of the Heart of England Way. We're just approaching Bidford Bridge, which will cross over and back to the car park where we parked to walk this leg. GPX file will be in the description as usual, so please try it out. It's another lovely route, very little roadwork really, and the Heart of England Forest is definitely worth a visit just down near Dorsington. So thank you very much. Subscribe if you want to be notified of our next video launches. Thank you for watching Spaniel Strolls.
I should pump it.